In his article entitled "The Ugly Truth About the Arms of the Lion and the Russian Bear," the journalist asked, would have voted Republican senators for the lifting of sanctions against the Russian oligarch Oleg Deripaska, if the President of the United States was someone else. Why to let everything off his hands so easily? The banal explanation is that most Republicans are afraid of Trump, suggests the browser edition. Knowing the US president that he can be an agent of the Kremlin, the risk of being branded a supporter of conspiracy theories, the author adds. And no wonder US intelligence agencies are investigating about the likely link between him and Russian authorities, the journalist writes. In private conversations between officials of American intelligence agencies is a serious subject for discussion. And it puts the Americans in a dilemma, or is it? Fake news, and the CIA and the FBI have violated the covenant to the American people and serve the interests of one party. The President of the United States really works on the land of the enemy, concludes the analyst Financial Newsbay. The warm reception of Vladimir Putin in Serbia should be a wake-up call for the West, writes Newsbay in an editorial article dedicated to the Russian president's visit to Belgrade the day before. The Balkans remain the powder keg of Europe with unresolved issues, while Mr. Putin's visit is a reminder that the region is once again transformed into a strategic center of attention for influence over which competing driving forces, the newspaper notes. On the one hand, the warm reception of Putin reflects a deep cultural and religious ties between the countries and gratitude to the Belgrade for the fact that Russia refused to recognize Kosovo's independence. And the tensions between Kosovo and Serbia still did not sleep, and Putin's visit coincided with an important stage in its settlement. The presidents of the two countries are in talks on a possible exchange of territories as a way out of the crisis. This transaction can be useful to Mr. Putin, who will perceive any exchange of territory of Kosovo as a useful precedent for resolving the conflict in Ukraine, writes Newsbay. The problem is that Europe has insufficient influence in the region, and it may seem the Balkan leaders are not such a reliable partner like Vladimir Putin, the paper concludes. Want to keep your workplace and to compete with artificial intelligence, AI? Bet on so-called flexible skills or soft skills, advises columnist Newsbay Ed Conway. The author suggests that in the near future, robots will perform most of the tasks, which now deals with people, and not those that require empathy and the ability to assess the situation and draw the appropriate conclusions. She makes great strides and should take decades before the computer will be able to understand conversations between people, assess the demeanor and emotional condition of the interlocutors, and most importantly, to determine how they could improve it, writes the author. Works flawlessly master the tasks that are repetitive, while making decisions on which people do not even think, for them is quite difficult. The reason is the lack of well-defined algorithms and rules. And the paradox is that the modern education system is built in such a way that the greatest attention is paid to technical skills. And this is a profession that's under the greatest threat of substitution AI, the author concludes. The tabloid refers to studies by American scientists from the National Center of Biotechnology and Metabolism, which open new properties baby broccoli. According to the researchers, this product contains large amounts of antioxidants and minerals that are able to work miracles with the human body.